again, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Celebrity Talk Live. We have a great show in store for you today. As many of you know, in the wild and wacky world of Screwy Valley, Hooey Hollywood, the term legend is freely tossed around by every bevy of ingenues at some point during the first 14 and a half minutes of their time in the business. On the flip side of that, joining us today is one very lovely and talented lady who, along with all of her sisters, has paid her dues over the past 50 years and done so the old-fashioned way, through blood, sweat, and tears. Yes, she has duly earned her place in the pantheon of music royalty. From her humble beginnings, where all four sisters sang in the gospel choir at the West Oakland Church of God, to becoming Billboard magazine ranking of one of the top.
You might want to click on now because I think I just fixed the technical glitch.
Certainly has done it her way. In 1974, she won her first Grammy for the song that she co-wrote with Sister Bonnie entitled Fairy Tale. This made music history as it was the first ever awarding of a Grammy to an all-female vocal group. In today's part one of her interview, she will share with all of us her first-hand recollections of being the first African-American group to perform on the hallowed stage at the Grand Ole Opry. She muses as she shares with us some of the folks at the Grand Ole Opry didn't quite get the memo that she and her sisters were quote-unquote ladies of color. And when she showed up with her sisters at the stage door, they were met by a misinformed backstage worker who said, "Oh no, you have to enter through that door, the kitchen door," erroneously assuming that they were part of the kitchen staff. But even back in the day, she knew exactly who she was.
Can you hear it on both?
She never relented on pursuing her dreams. Bringing it all full circle, she will discuss how many of today's young talent
Yeah, I'm gonna run it because people are texting me.
And one in particular took a song that she and her sister Bonnie wrote back in the 70s and turned it into an award-winning hit, which recently won a Pulitzer Prize. But more than that, one thing on today's show that I believe you will pick up immediately is her humility, her warmth, and her indomitable spirit. She continues to embrace all of life's victories and defeats with enormous grace, dignity, and of course, a healthy dose of humor. That said, I am very pleased to announce for each of the remaining weeks of the month of June, Celebrity Talk Live will dedicate every episode of the show to her newly released song, Feels Like June, which she penned with her sister Bonnie to honor the legacy of their beautiful youngest sister June, who left us in 2006. You can listen to Feels Like June and also order your own autographed copy of her new book, Fairy Tale, that she co-wrote with her brother Chris by visiting her website, AnitaPointer.com. On a personal note, I have one simple request from our audience today. Kindly say a little prayer for her sister Bonnie, who returned home earlier this week and whose passing is deeply mourned by the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a very warm welcome to our guest, Anita Pointer. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Celebrity Talk Live. We have a great show in store.
Hi, I'm Anita Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, and I'm so excited to be on Celebrity Talk Live with Nicolosi. And I want you to join us. Nicolosi and I will be talking about my new book, Fairy Tale, and our new song release, Feels Like June, and talking about 50 years of the Pointer Sisters. Go to CelebrityTalkLive.com right now and learn how you can join us and watch us live. Let's get it started. We just say hi.
Welcome to Celebrity Talk Live. I'm your host, Nicolosi, and this is your destination to tune in and tune out. So come join us, share inspiring conversations, Hollywood nostalgia, Q&A, and your chance to disconnect so that we may reconnect. Celebrity Talk Live starts now. Hi, Anita, and a very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us on the show today. All of us here at Celebrity Talk Live and all of our viewing audience are so honored to have you with us today. Sharing your newest release, Feels Like June, and welcome 15 years episode of Celebrity Talk Live. Thank you again. Including Valley Zooey Hollywood, the term legend is freely tossed around by every entrepreneur. At some point during the first
My dad was born in 1901, but he never spoke of the flu.
No, on the first.
He was in Arkansas.
Is that where he was raised?
Yeah. My dad was born in Little Rock.
Okay.
My two older brothers, Fritz, the one who wrote the book with me, and Aaron, my oldest brother. They were both born in Little Rock. And then the family moved to California with the great migration of people getting away from the South because they were being treated so bad. So my mom and dad moved to Oakland, and that's where all the girls were born, in Oakland, California. Yeah. That was a great move. I like Arkansas too. I've been back.
I love Arkansas. You said you had your grandmother's home.
Okay.
Yes, I got the place where the house used to be, but it's beautiful land.
Just a minute. Thank God. Is that okay?
Yes, my brother's college from college. That full 4-year scholarship for athletics.
Is that okay, honey?
Incredible athlete. It was stars of town.
How about you two?
Aaron? That's all. Aaron?
Got your volume on?
Stars.
That's like my
Better.
I don't know. I'm hearing it through yours. So I have to.
Okay.
That's all of you. Every picture of you is like either in Sunday clothes.
Isn't that something? Well, Sunday was a big day at our house. You got ready for Sunday. If you didn't get ready for any other day of the week, you got to be ready for Sunday because you're all going to church and you got to be, your shoes have to be clean and polished and your hair has to be done. And, so Saturday was spent getting ready for Sunday.
I remember
You did too.
my grandfather, when we'd sleep at my grandparents, he'd have our shoes all in a row. And I remember that. Remember those old wooden shoe boxes that had the shinola in it?
Oh, I kind of remember that. Oh, my God.
Still have to
My
have it.
grandfather, he was a shoe man. He cleaned
Yeah.
and he would mend all our shoes. When you got a hole in it, he put a piece of cardboard at the bottom of the shoe.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
All in a row. And I remember that. Remember those old wooden shoe boxes? Well, and both have shinola in it.
Bring it here.
Right.
Them all right. We wear them again. Wear them still in that cardboard.
And both of your parents were ordained ministers?
Yeah.
That's
I know. It was hard because I thought I was just kind of in prison. Because we had so much church, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go to nobody's party. We couldn't go to the movies. We couldn't go to any kind of social things except the church. If it was a social function that the church was sponsoring, then we could go. That's the only thing we could go to, except our brother's basketball game. Now, when they played basketball,
That was
they would
serious.
let us go. Yeah, that was serious. They were Nicolosi, Tournament of Champions, and they never, ever lost. My whole childhood watching them play, they never lost. But that was McClymonds High School, where Bill Russell went to school as well. But Aaron and Fritz and Paul, my cousin Paul was a star basketball player too, and he ended up being a coach. He played for many years,
Okay.
Paul Silas, and then he ended up being LeBron James's first professional coach
Oh,
playing in Cleveland.
sure, of course. Yeah. And
So those boys were working out. We said we got to do something.
yeah. Well, that's how my two oldest brothers, they really set the tone for the rest of us. We just knew that I didn't want to fail because I didn't want to look like a loser. And my parents, my oldest brothers,
Exactly. You want to be proud of you.
so I got a Bill Russell story. If you ever watched the series called Iconoclast, and they did a segment with, I think it was Samuel L. Jackson and Bill Russell. And there's that, he lives in Washington State. And if you ever see that, and you see the trophy room, and
what's it called again?
It's called Iconoclast. It's on the Sundance. Yeah. And you see all the hundreds of trophies he had when he was a young boy. And if you look at that portrait of Bill Russell, that I'm proud to say is an original Nicolosi.
Original what? Oh, you did.
Yes, ma'am. I'm very proud of that. It's a strong work ethic set forth by your parents in that both of your parents were ordained ministers. If I'm reading and did my research correctly, your mother became a minister at 14?
Yes, she did. She did. She wasn't ordained, but she was a minister, and she was speaking at churches. And she never drank, she never smoked, she never danced. She was always a minister all her life. And luckily she met my dad, who was a wonderful man. Oh, God, he's so wonderful.
Isn't that wonderful to have that legacy?
Yeah, you went away. Is that a reason or just
okay? I'm pulling up a picture. While you're talking, I'm pulling up this lovely picture I think you'll love.
Okay. Oh, there's Daddy's church. 1003 Myrtle Street in Oakland, 1003 Myrtle. And boy, we were there almost every night.
Really?
Because we had to go to the choir rehearsals, prayer meetings, the youth choir things we had to do. And also, I was always involved with raising money for the church. I was always doing, I would make homemade ice cream, I'd make cookies, and sell to raise money for the church.
Wow.
And
then that was his 25th anniversary program?
Yeah, 22nd anniversary for Dad.
Wow.
Wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. That's the top picture is Dad and Chris and Aaron. Aaron on the left and Chris on the right.
Okay.
And the bottom is June on the left, Bonnie on the right, and then me on the left, Anita, and Ruth on the right and bottom.
Say the girls again. Which one are you?
I'm the bottom left girl. And
bottom
Ruth is
left.
just above me. And bottom right is Ruth, and just above her is Bonnie.
That's awesome. And the one,
boy,
I love doing my research. And when I was talking about all the photos of you girls growing up, I mean, look, you're like little dolls.
That's me on the right, and Ruthie on the left, and June in the middle. At Daddy's church, right in front of the pulpit. Oh my God, those little funny hats we used to wear.
Did you dress every Sunday like that?
Most times we did. We had
Wow.
Sunday clothes. We didn't wear those clothes during the week. We had Sunday clothes, Sunday shoes, and those were the things you saved just for Sunday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny that you just said that, because we literally, when we would get back from Mass, the first thing you did was take your church clothes off.
Exactly.
You didn't even cook in those clothes. Hung them up, because you didn't get many
clothes.
Yeah.
Gotta be ready for next Sunday.
That's right. I have to say, Anita, this is one of my favorite photos that I was able to dig up.
That is so funny. That's me on the left and Ruth on the right.
Oh my God.
See, Mama used to dress us in the same kind of clothes. I think she used to kind of make stuff for us too. You see, we have on the same dress. The
Yeah.
same coat. Oh, I think it's the same coat too. She would always dress us in the same clothes and make little things. You remember one Halloween we were dressed alike and won a prize at the Halloween fair at the school.
How many
was
years,
incredible.
and then how many years apart are you, you and your oldest sister?
2 years.
That
2
all?
years between all of us. 2 years between Fritz and Aaron. 2 years between Fritz and Ruth. 2 years between me and Ruth. 2 years, well, 3 years between Bonnie and June. So Bonnie was the baby for 3 years. The others were a baby for 2 years, but she got 3.
And then the youngest was June.
Yes, June was our baby. She was the youngest. And you got to play our song too. We wrote a song about her. Anita and Bonnie wrote a song honoring June, our sister who passed away. And it's called Feels Like June. I had a friend in Nashville who called me and said, I got a great idea. Carrie Diamond, she called me and said, she has an idea for a song to honor our sister. And her husband, who is Steve Diamond, who is an incredible songwriter and producer, he sent me a track. And I wrote the lyrics for the song, and then Bonnie put in the rap and some other little things in there. So to you, it's one of the best things I've ever written. I love it.
Was she born in June?
No, she's born in November. Isn't that funny? But mother named her June. I don't know where that came from.
Well, your mother probably sensed that she had the spirit of June because and everything I've read about your sister, she was like the birds chirping. She was like the air saturated with light and with love.
Right.
She had a very free spirit.
She did, a very free spirit. She was so beautiful and so loving and kind. She'd give her head away if she could. She'd give things away. I'd let her borrow some of my clothes, and all of a sudden I see her friends in them. I'm like, why did you give my jacket away? I just loaned it to you. I didn't give it to you.
Well,
she was just so sweet. Oh my God, she was a wonderful, wonderful sister.
That's such great memories, and I think that really is a secret to your sound is the Pointer Sisters. I think is really steeped in your love and affection for each other.
That's for sure. Oh
it
yeah.
resonates.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We sang together at home. We sang together in church. And the sisters, we just kind of knew where to go. And it was strange that our voices just kind of measured up to every station that we wanted to go to. I mean, my voice is just soprano. June's is first soprano, and Bonnie's alto, and Ruth is like a tenor. And it just kind of fell into place. We knew just where to go.
But what I loved is that you girls worked it out. I'm sure in your professional lives, there were all kinds of twists and turns and potentials for drama and hard feelings. But you girls worked it out and you stuck together. That is so impressive. That's just as impressive as your accomplishments as musicians.
Thank you so much. And it's not easy because we don't always get along, And we had times on the road when I was like, I want to go home. As a matter of fact, there was a time I did. I went, got me a jet and came home because me and June were having a fight in the dressing room. And it was so crazy. We were at Tahoe. Oh my God, what a story. But we don't always get along, but we love each other. I love all my sisters. And it's such, all of them are so talented. Oh my God. And I'm just so grateful. I just feel so good when I would work with them. I'd be so proud. I would be so proud. And wait till they hear us. Wait until they hear the Pointer Sisters songwriter and producer. And you would work. It was really a great, great career.
Well, that's to me, every time I see you all together, I can just, your love and your admiration for each other, I could see a sense of loyalty.
Oh, good. When I would work with them.
And it reminds me a lot of growing up in that era. We were all brothers, and my dad.
Until they hear the
I
Pointer Sisters songwriter.
love each other. And we talk about the family.
I know.
That stuck
with me. Saying dirty laundry is not washed in a really square her or something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
keep it at home. Keep it
Right.
at home.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's what we
then
try
and
to
you're
do.
and I also think about all of the doors that you opened for so many of the great talent that came after you, the Beyoncés, the Jennifer Hudsons, but then all of the doors that were opened for you before the Gladys Knight, the Mahalia Jackson, and
Right, exactly. They paved the way for us.
yeah,
I'm so grateful. We even had Diva Medley in our show, and Sarah Vaughan and Billie Holiday and Etta James. And it was just a beautiful medley of beautiful songs that they sang.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think that's your microphone. That's okay.
Oh my God, I lost my ears. Ah, you never stay in. I don't know why.
It's the earring.
It's in there now. Hello?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
but we
saying.
are so grateful for those that paved the way for us. I hope the ones that come behind us are grateful too, because we did open the doors. We were the first Black group to ever play, first contemporary group to ever play the San Francisco Opera House. And we tore it up. It was so good. We had them coming in red carpet, and it was great. And then we were the first Black group to ever play the Grand Ole Opry.
Randall Boundary.
Me and Bonnie wrote a song called Fairy Tale, which is also the name of my book, Fairy Tale.
Uh-huh.
You did that right. And we wrote this song, and it became well, I think it was like two or something. Well, no, just with Elvis. We recorded it. We went to the Grand Ole Opry. They weren't so happy with us being there, but some people loved us being there, and we had a great time. We had a great party afterwards, where they thought we were the help, so they sent us to the back door. But
There's
anyway,
your book. There's your book.
there's my book. Yeah.
Hold on.
Me and Fred.
There you are.
Yeah, me and my brother Fred. We put that together. He's such a great guy. My brother, I love him. He's a professor. He was a professor. He's retired now, but he was a writer too. He wrote several books, and they're really in the libraries at colleges.
And what? He was a professor of what?
English, political science, literature.
So, not a slouch.
No, he's always teaching. He loves to teach, and he's always teaching me, and that's why I like to be around him, because he turns me on to things that I don't know. His vocabulary is just so broad. I can't understand half the thing he's talking about. I can't keep a dictionary with me to look up what he's read. But he's really wonderful, my brother Fred. He's really, really great.
How proud were your parents of their children? All of
Isn't that amazing?
it's a
My
blessing.
mom and dad, they were so blessed to have children and we took care of them, because my mom and dad, they had, well, I don't want to get into that story. But when they left the church, it was kind of hard. It was really hard, and we were able to make a way for them and buy them a home and a new car and, do what they needed done. And, they did it for us. They worked they took care of our children while we were on the road. My daughter they took care of, and Ruthie's 3 kids my mom took care of, on Issa and Malik, and my Jada. And mom she just worked she was like just the world's mother. She was so good. She even had a daycare center in her home. She just started a daycare. And all the kids in the neighborhood loved my mother. And they would come over and they wouldn't want to go home. They'd want to stay overnight. It was so wonderful. She was so great.
But as I've read, your mother was very very discerning as to which children you guys could interact with.
Yes, she was. We couldn't really interact with anyone unless they went to our church.
Wow.
And I had a friend, though, that was next door to us, Patsy Raposa. And she was Italian. And we used to play all the time. I was with her almost every day from 1 to 12. 12 years old we moved. But me and Patsy would play. And it was so strange because there were Italian people on both sides of us. We were in Oakland, kind of hoodie, but we had a home, and it was across from the park. And Patsy lived next door, but me and Patsy, I couldn't go into her yard, and she couldn't come out of her yard.
Oh, yeah.
Her parents, because our rest of the neighborhood was all black.
Oh, yeah.
And so me and Patsy would play at the gate. She'd be on one side of the gate, I'd be on the other side of the gate. And we'd play like that every day, and it didn't make a difference. We'd have so much fun, me and Patsy. And then on her birthday, they would let me come in. They'd let me go in to be with her on her birthday. That's the way it was. But her parents were afraid for her to be out in the hood we were living in.
Sure.
So they kept her behind the gate.
Well, I like that you had said that about Grand Ole Opry. You had made a comment that were kind of in my head for a minute because I was thinking the same thing. In that time period in the South, it certainly was still that hangover of segregation that was still lurking around. Did the audience know that you were women of color before you?
No, they didn't. They didn't. Oh my God, it was so shocking to them. And a gentleman stood up in the audience and said, "Hot damn, them gals is black." And somebody said, "Sing your song, honey." We sang our song, and then we finished. He stood up again and said, "Sing it again, honey." And we sang it again. But my manager said there were protesters outside the Opera House when we got there. I didn't even notice it because I was so nervous in the first place for being there. And they just kind of pushed us into the building. And he said there were protesters outside with signs saying, "Keep country music country." I guess they didn't consider us country. I mean, wrote the song. And then Elvis recorded it.
Yeah.
Elvis has an album out called Elvis Today. You can pick that up too.
Okay.
And on it he has my song Fairy Tale on his album. And I have a video of him also performing it live. And he says, "This song is the story of my life."
Well, if you could indulge.
I'm so thrilled to hear that because that was the story of my life. I wrote a story about a relationship I was in, and that was Fairy Tale. And he said it's the story of his life too.
And that was with a DJ, right? The person that you wrote it about a relationship with a DJ that neglected to give you full disclosure.
How did you know that?
I do my homework.
I sure did. A guy named Michael Hester that worked at KSAN in San Francisco.
Yep, that's
And he would let us go up to the studio and make commercials. We would make commercials for places around San Francisco, and we would sell them. $50 a commercial. $50.
How old?
June, everybody was split it.
And how old are you at the time?
At the time, I guess I must have been 19, because Jada was born. Yeah, she was born when I was 18, so I was like 19 years old. Because I know I had my 21st birthday with the Elvin Bishop group, after David rescued us from Texas. Me and Bonnie and June went to Texas, sent all our clothes and everything. Then we were going to go stay with this guy that I knew. Said he had all these connections in Texas, and he could get us work and get us singing, contracts and all this stuff he promised, and just making it up. When we got there, nobody knew who he was, and the meetings just disappeared, So.
You didn't knock on Beyonce's door?
She wasn't born.
That's right.
Beyonce was not born in those days. This is the 70s. Oh my God, she wasn't even born. Actually, this was like 1969 when we were stuck in Texas.
I wonder if her mother was
I don't know
born.
what year Beyonce was born, but I don't think she was born in 69.
No, I wonder if her mother was born.
Her mother, yeah, she's beautiful too. Oh my goodness. She's so pretty.
And then how was it that you ended up performing at the Grand Ole Opry? Were you in Nashville? Was that when you were recording Fairy Tale?
Yes, we went to Nashville to record it. I recorded actually 2 songs. We recorded Fairy Tale and a song called Live Before You Die. And me and a friend wrote Live Before You Die, and it was also nominated for a Grammy the year after Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale was nominated in 74, I think, and Live Before You Die was nominated in 75, and Fairy Tale won. And we were in Nashville recording with musicians from the Opry House. We recorded some of the guys who played for the Opry. And I don't know exactly how the Grand Ole Opry date came about, but I remember us going to some record stores and people talking about the Opry. I don't know. I don't really know exactly how it happened. I'm just glad it happened. My manager, David Rubin, he had connections in Nashville. He had done some work with some artists in Nashville. I even thought he was the one who got our song to Elvis. But then he told me later, he said, no, he said, Elvis, people called me and said, Elvis wants to do their song. And I didn't realize, I thought Dave had gone out of his way to try to get it to Elvis, but he didn't. He said they came to him and asked to do my song, and I was so thrilled. I couldn't believe it. And then won a Grammy Award. We were the first black group to ever get Grammy for a country song.
Well, not to mention the fact that Billboard magazine rates the Pointer Sisters in the top 5 female groups of all time.
Oh, I love it.
How do you wrap your head around that?
That is amazing. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
But
I'm proud to be among those 5, I tell you, because we earned it.
How did you have the stamina when you look back? How hard you had to work? This was before social media.
Oh, I'm telling you, yeah. We had no Instagram, no Facebook. And, so we had to get out and do interviews, and we worked so hard. I'd always say I can always do one more show, because there was always one more show to do. And I don't even know how I did it now. Doing 2 shows a night, and sometimes in Atlantic City there were 3 shows a night. I remember even having a breakfast show in Atlantic City. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? People are going to come to see a show in the morning? And they did. It was sold out. It was sold out. It was so crazy.
You remember the venue?
The venue, wait a minute, I think it was, oh boy, it might have been Caesars Atlantic City.
Oh, okay.
So we played there all the time, but I think this was before Caesars.
Okay.
For some reason I'm feeling like it was before we started playing all the Caesars.
And what did you think when you saw Elvis singing your song and saying, "This is the story of my life"?
Oh God, I just melted. I couldn't believe it, and I never got to meet him.
Really?
Never got to meet him.
Oh, really?
I met Lisa Marie, his daughter.
Yeah.
My nephew Malik used to have a club in LA, and I met Lisa Marie at his club.
Oh.
And
did she know that you
never got to meet. Yeah, she knew who we were. She knew that her dad had recorded our song. That was, years prior to that. So
sure.
Yeah, she knew about it, and we talked, and for some reason I never got to meet Elvis.
Well,
we were always working for one thing. Always.
That's just what I was going to ask. With all
I didn't get to see anybody.
Yeah.
For years, I never got to see any artists, any great acts, that were out there. I'm lucky I got to see Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it just kind of happened one time. But all the other great acts that are, around that I can't even think of right now. But we were always gone. We were always working too. We were always on stage when they were on stage.
When you and I had spoken earlier, you talked about the magical acts and the pyramids, Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was extravaganza.
So fabulous. They had the most incredible show. Oh my God. I was like, what? And I used to kind of judge how big a show is by how many semis they have backstage. And they would have so many trucks in the back. I was like, oh my God, this must be a big show. But it was. It was just who we did, and it was worth it. I loved it. But I never got to see people like Prince. Never saw him. I saw Stevie Wonder, happened to see him, even though we wrote a song with him. But we saw him, me and Bonnie and June were in San Francisco at some event, and he was singing on stage, and we started singing in the background behind him. And he turned around, and who's that singing? And from then on, we've been friends. We ran to him in Needham their first time, and me and Bonnie came to San Francisco, and my manager, David Livingston, he said, you won't believe this, Stevie just called, and he wants to meet with you and Bonnie to write some songs. And we met with him. We wrote Baby Bring Your Sweet Stuff Home to Me, a song that we got the Gold Award at the Tokyo Music Festival for. And that's a song me and Bonnie wrote. And also Sleeping Alone, a song called Sleeping Alone that I wrote on it, but I didn't get credit on it.
Oh.
I wrote the whole vamp on that song, and I didn't even notice it until years later. And I didn't get any credits on it. They just
really?
me as a writer, not me and Bonnie. I know what I wrote on there, the whole end of the song.
Right.
But it was just such a thrill to work with him. Oh my God, I just admired him so much when I was in school, and he was just so young. He was a kid, he's younger than me.
Yeah.
And he just took my heart when I was, listening to his Fingertip Part 2.
Oh. Yeah.
My Cherie Amour, and all those old songs that I know every word.
Oh, yes.
I was brave, and then, yes!
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so fabulous. And then we were in Europe. Who are we? Amsterdam or Europe? Might have been, I don't know. But anyway, we were in Europe, and I had a birthday over there, and Stevie Wonder called me and sang happy birthday to me. He said that. Oh my God, I wish I'd had a recorder phone back then.
Yeah.
But he sure did. He called and sang me happy birthday, and I just lost it.
You thought about doing something together now as a collaboration?
I would love to. I would love to do something with Stevie, but I'm not really in touch with him like I used to be. So.
Well, I know the world.
Are you listening?
Well, if you have 90 seconds, I want to indulge our audiences with something I think you'll really enjoy.
This next song is the story of my life. It's called Fairy Tale. I'll pack up all my things and walk away. I don't want to hear another word you have to say. I've been waiting for so long to find something wrong. And nothing will get better if I stay. There's no need to explain anymore. I tried my best to love you. Now I'm walking out the door. Out the door. You didn't see me, and you never see me. But I bet you won't forget me when I go. I've been lost in a dream, pretending that you care. And now I've opened up my eyes. Now it's all just a great big fairy tale. Yeah, me love you so much. I don't think I even know how to forget you. Get away the things I've been. I think I'm better off alone than to be with you. You don't love me, it's plain to see. I don't need to explain anymore.
What is that like when you see Elvis Presley singing words that were in your head that you wrote down that he has performed? What's that like?
It's amazing. It really is. I'm so honored. I'm so blessed. I feel so great to have someone of that caliber love my music. And it's just fabulous. I just, hope some more of these young, fabulous artists will use more of my songs.
Wouldn't that would be
I
lovely.
just still have one guy, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
He did a song that me and Bonnie wrote back in the 70s, and he took it and he turned it into a rap song. The song we did was called Easy Days on the Pointer Sister album. And he took that song and changed it and made it a song called The Hood Don't Love It. And it's great. It's a great song. And Kendrick Lamar, he was one of the first to ever get I'm sorry. Oh, Kendrick and J. Rock, he said, that did the song. But he got the Pulitzer Prize, Kendrick Lamar did, for his music.
Really?
And, yeah, he did. He won a Pulitzer Prize.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is, but you got it.
Whatever it is,
yeah.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today, and a very special thanks to Ms. Wonders. Please tune in next week at the same time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, for every episode of Celebrity Talk Live during the entire month of June, we are dedicating to the release of Ms. Pointer's new song, Feels Like June, which she can with her sister Bonnie to honor the legacy of their beautiful youngest sister, June, who left us in 2006. You can also listen to Feels Like June and order your own autographed copy of her book, Fairy Tale, which she co-wrote with her brother Fritz, by visiting her website, AnitaPointer.com. Thank you all again. Thank you, Ms. Pointer, and see you next week.
Why the flowers grow, the rivers flow, the birds sing sweeter too. Just because they are feel privileged to feel the light from you, feels like you do. Happy as the sky, without a reason why. You can make you laugh until you cry. Feels like you do. Everywhere I go, people want to know why you happily so feels like you. Get up early in the night, holding you in my arms feels right. Now we said I can feel here. There was some place you had to see, and now I'm alone and you're so free. We'll be together through eternity. You never had a fear of leaving here. You live in love is all. Now when I feel the sun touch my skin, it's your smile that I recall. Feels like you, happy as the sky, without a reason why. She can make you laugh until you cry. Feels like you do. Everywhere I go, people want to know why you have to leave so soon. Feels like you do. There is no one in this world who could ever take your place. You created your own special style and grace. When you knock the door was open, open up to see your face. Now I know you had to move on. So you better pay attention to the hype. You know the type of guy he is. He's another heartbreaker, nothing but